Well, hello, and welcome to this version of Curriculum Night 2021. This is the Advanced Earth Science 6th grade version. I'm Derek Piper. I'm serving as your child's Earth Science teacher this year. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about me, a little bit about the class, and then at the very end, something special that's going on for just my advanced classes, and actually just the advanced classes in a few select schools here in Forsyth County, New Jersey. But a little bit about me. I've been doing this since with gifted kids since 1998, but I've been a teacher since 1993. Here at Victory Creek since 2005. I've been 2006, but I've been here a long time, and I've really enjoyed it. I mean, Victory Creek has always been a school where you get what you put into it, and a great community, great kids, and just a wonderful place to be. My master's is in gifted, and most of my degrees, former degrees, are in gifted. I have spent some time in administration as a math teacher. I've been a business owner, and spent some time serving in the Navy, mainly anti-submarine warfare, but a little bit with meteorology. So that kind of gives you a little bit of background of where I come from. To move on, the curriculum in Earth Science really picks up where 4th grade left off. 5th grade they did a few other things, but picking up from 4th grade, we begin the advanced class by emphasizing process. Why do the planets orbit? That was one of our topics today. Theories. How do these theories evolve? What changed them? What were some of the things that went on with that? Well, how did the arguments go? And causes and effect are really big. Our first real unit will be coming up starting on Thursday and Friday. That'll be the sun and the planets, and that's a high interest area for a lot of kids, and so I'm excited to get that started. But the standards are kind of boring and dry, so we actually livened them up a little bit with the project. After that, we'll do the sun, earth, moon system. This is like tides, eclipses, phases of the moon. Finally, geology, late fall and into the winter. What's really cool about this, we get to go outside. We've got a beautiful time of year here in Georgia. Everything's just bright yellow, and we're out there. We have plenty of acreage behind the school to explore, where we can actually see minerals, we can look at erosion, and we can actually measure it if we need to. And then finally next spring we'll be into oceanography and and meteorology, two of my favorites that I look forward to every year. Anyway, how do we do this? For the most part, the typical techniques are top-down, and when you're working with the gifted, you're working with application. How do we apply what we've learned? How do we synthesize other ideas together? And how do we evaluate a good theory in general? We also emphasize, this is probably the most important, autonomy, getting them to go a little more on their own. We want by 9th grade, they can pretty much handle their own affairs, to work well together. And what does it mean to be competent? Our first real project is a resident expert project where kids become basically, they know a whole lot about very little. They kind of take a topic, narrow it down, and then they find facts and things about that topic that are, reasonably complex, but not so complex they don't know what they're talking about. And then finally, the main structure of the class, for as far as just the content goes, is formative checks. Every Friday or Monday, we will have a formative check. This is a 20-minute, usually it's a Google form that has very visual. It's very saying, hey, this is what you really needed to know from the week. This is what really would be on the test. But really, this is kind of what we need you to know. And so the formative checks are not really quizzes. They can usually take them twice. I usually let them take them once in class. They can, and then they can take it once at home later on that day. They'll take the higher of the 2 grades. And sometimes we just take them over and over. It just depends on what the unit is, just to help them kind of get a sense of what's there. So they are building the study guide as they go along. In the advanced class, we emphasize a lot of the integration of literature and math. We've already done some formula in math. We've done some measurement activities. We'll be doing All Summer in a Day, which is a Ray Bradbury short story on Venus, and so we'll talk about that. Social studies. Hopefully, we'll be doing the stock market game in the spring, where kids will be investing hypothetical $100,000 in the stock market, but it goes up and down with the stock market. We will be emphasizing the science industry and kind of analyzing what kind of jobs are out there, what kind of people work in those jobs, and so that's a big social studies piece that comes to us with us. We have a heavy emphasis on it in research. We've already spoke a lot about quantitative research, qualitative research, and that's going to be continuing. And actually, we get to be part of a research study, which I'm very excited about. I'll talk about in a second. The independent small group studies, we do 2 of them during the year. At least that's my plan right now, barring something with COVID. Right now, the very first one, as I mentioned earlier, we started Wednesday and Thursday. It's going to be the Resident Expert Project, where students have a self-selected topic. More or less, they sign a contract with me, what their topic's going to be and what their product's going to be and how they're going to present it. They don't have to present it with a slideshow. They can present it just about anywhere they want to. I've had kids We were on the news one year when a kid made a music video, or made a song that people were buying on iTunes. We've done a lot of different things as far as what they actually, the product can be. And so we work towards that. They have some time in class and some time at home, and we focus on just becoming an expert. And then we have a few long-term activities, possibly looking at the stock market game. Explore Vision is a online science fair, essentially. We haven't done that in the last couple of years because of COVID. We'll see how that works out this year. That's one thing that had to be cut out with COVID. Now I'll explain more of that. That would be something in December and January as we go along. And really, this class has an eye towards the AP Environmental Science class in high school. We do work with pre-response questions that they actually do in the AP Environmental Science. We kind of get them set up to where, about 40% of what's in environmental science, AP Environmental Science, is covered in this class, at least at a basic level. So we want to make sure they have that good foundation. Even if they don't remember all the facts, they have a sense of what's going on in the get-go. But here's the big thing that we have an opportunity this year. I've been searching for years to be part of a study. I keep reading about these educational studies and everything they find. Well, who gets to be in those? So we actually get to be in one this year. This is called the MELT Project. We'll be teaching Socratic teaching. We'll be using where kids evaluate arguments, and they kind of look at how they relate to two competing theories. They really don't really favor one theory or the other, but what they do is they kind of look at does this fact, where does it substantiate one claim versus the other? Does it contradict? And they start talking about how these findings mesh with these various theories. And so we'll do things like the Big Bang theory versus the steady state theory. And what are some of the observations out there that support each, and are they highly supportive and whatnot? And we get that discussion going. I'll be teaching it 2 different ways. So 2 different ways for 2 of my advanced classes and 2 different ways for my other advanced classes, and I'll switch. So there'll be pre and post testing going on and whatnot. I'll explain more of this with some emails later, but this is going to be kind of fun because we will be part of the study, we will be there'll be all kinds of things going on that we can watch. I'm excited about the actual method, the teaching method for gifted kids, but I'm even more excited that we spend so much time talking about research, and then there we are creating new knowledge and not just digesting it. So that's one of my pieces I'll be talking more about next week. I'm sending some emails out and some information to parents in my advanced classes about that. We have to have some permission forms filled out. The county's already got the IRB and all that stuff, which we'll actually talk about in class about what an IRB is and things of that nature. But if you have any questions, feel free to email me. The email goes straight to my cell phone, and I can actually take a look at them from there and respond oftentimes immediately, if not just a little while later. And I'm looking really forward to this year. All 4 classes that I have are incredible. They seem to really like to have fun, and but they also come back and are serious at times too. So this ought to be a great year. Thank you.